Let I put it quite frankly. If anybody thinks in South Africa that you can take the land without compensation, you're living in a dream. Let me put it quite frankly to you. If you want to start a civil war in South Africa, do that. Do that. And I told you before.
The Europeans shouldn't be the standard for what is right or who sets forth what is right. Given all that they have done, I don't think anybody would say killing and slaughtering and murdering and pillaging and lynching, and those are right things. So when you look at a people and they're telling you, you need to act right, well, I'm not sure that I would know if you even know what's right.
Racism is the raping of a continent, of a humanity of people, of materials and resources, and using them to enrich yourself and validating that for the rest of time.
Any black man who stands for his people, any black man who is against the white supremacist structure and is willing to stand by any means against any threats, is indeed going to be considered a terrorist.
When you conquer a civilization, you're actually conquering their God. Because what do? You change the name of God once you change their religion, once you change their culture.
There's a bitterness and an anger towards black people for not allowing themselves to remain in slavery so white people can feel privileged.
White people actually love us. They really do. They want us here. They love us not in the sense that they respect us or want to treat us fairly, but they love us the way a master loves his dog.
There's a big difference between being a slave and being enslaved. Okay? Enslaved is mental. Okay, slave is physical.
If you look at black men and put them in two categories, there are those who are popular, and then those who are great.
Our talking to the enemy was the result of the domination of the brain, of our emotions.
And then understand that we will never survive as a group until we get into communities and not neighborhoods. A community is, I control the police, the banks, the schools, the firefighters, and I control the flow of the money.
No, I'm not angry at them. I'm angry at the system.
I'm saying the Reserve Bank should be working in such a way that it benefits the masses, the poor and the marginalized. So when you check in other countries, go and read that report. If you can go and read that report. I'm comparing there's a comparative study we've done showing most of the countries, their Reserve Bank mandate is not in the Constitution. South Africa, we were done disservice by putting that in the Constitution. Because when you put the Reserve Bank mandate in the Constitution, there's nothing you can do. Your US, your New Zealand, everyone, they are having it as part of the national legislation. Then you change that legislation as and when the needs of the country are demanding. Then that's when
we were talking about white minority capital. And for 18 years, I was part of white minority capital. It's alive. I'm part of it. I'm now standing on the other side. White minority capital exists. I'm a white guy. I know it. I meet the people. So let's declare it today at this conference. It's alive. So let's not mix words here. We meet, we greet, we have lunches and we debate. Klaar. So people like my level, we meet coffee shops and we talk rara. It's times agriculture and mining. And if you want us to make black majority capital survive, then help us build construction companies that are owned by black people, funded by us, and give them the tenders so that they can compete with the big companies. So the question here, in finalization, not to pay also a credit card loan at the bank, because I contribute to the PBF, is, Minister, how do we help you to sit down as industry in this country and change the monopoly attitude and not hide away from it? That is a fact. That's radical economic transformation. Let's start there instead of explaining to the people